I did not expect it to end that quickly there. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Vinyltreasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, coming to you live on this Thursday afternoon here. Welcome to the Thursday afternoon Vinyltreasure Show. This is June 19th, 2025, and it is muggy hot here. It's about 90 degrees here in New York, and we got the AC on in the back. So you might be able to hear it a little bit here on the mic. But anyway, we had a great show yesterday or last night on the Soul Show, which was a big hit, although it got blocked a few times. But anyway, I don't anticipate any blocking today from the copyright police. But this is an all-girl group special. I haven't done one of these in a long, long time. And it's funny that with the girl group sound that lots of the older collectors from way back in the 1960s, they really didn't think much of the girl group sound. I mean, I did in my collecting career, but there's some really rare records. I pulled some for today. They're not that common, probably some you've never heard of before. There's probably one that is a common record, but it's a B-side. But anyway, this is a day for the gals here, the chicks on vinyl. There'll be groups and also female leads with male backing, so I kind of put them together there with that. But anyway, I had to think of an instrumental to open up today's show, and I figured, is there a girl name that instrumental that I could use? Well, this was appropriate to use. This song was called Lily Maybelle Mambo. How many? I don't know any. I know Lilies and I know Maybelles, but I don't know a Lily Maybelle. But we opened up this afternoon on George Goldner's G record label, the house band for Goldner's Rama and G Records, Jimmy Wright and his orchestra. Now, Jimmy was originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but relocated to New York City. Now, his orchestra had an all-star orchestra. They were all veterans. They were Skeeter Best, and Jimmy Shirley and Jerome Darr, they were on guitar. Abby Baker and Al Hall on bass. Freddie Johnson and Jimmy Phipps on piano. Gene Brooks on the drums. And, of course, Jimmy played tenor sax. And this was actually his third release called Lily Maybelle Mambo. And the instrumental flip side of this also came out on Rama, I think. I think it was called Move Over. I think that was the flip side of this. And I think he has another tune. He has the instrumental version of C'est La Vie, which is a great thing. But Wright also did some sessions for Bullseye and Old Town Records, too. But we opened up today's special show from March of 1956. That's Jimmy Wright and the orchestra on the G record label with Lily Maybelle Mambo. But let's start it off here as I play the records chronologically by year. So we're going to start off with actually this release, this copy I have was released in 1954, but this gal that we're opening up with, she's from Newport News, Virginia, and she was dubbed the First Lady of Song. And she was the vocalist for band leader and drummer Chick Webb back in 1935, signed to Decca Records. Now, she is on this 45, or this song, doing a cover of the Deke Watson and the Brown Dots song from 1945, and she's being backed up by the Delta Rhythm Boys on this. And this was recorded on August 29th of 1946, and it was released that October of 1946. I have I think the second release, which came out in May of 1954 on a 45. So let's open up with Ella Fitzgerald and the Delta Rhythm Boys on the Decca record label, and her rendition of the tune, I Love You for Sentimental Reasons. We'll send this one out to my mom, who's tuned in to the program. Ella Fitzgerald, here you go.
for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I'll give you my heart. I love you, and you alone were meant to be. Please give your loving heart to me and say we'll never part. I think of you every morning, dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely whenever you're in sight. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I've given you my heart.
I think of you every morning, dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely whenever you're in sight. I love you, I do.
For sentimental reasons, I hope you do believe me.
I've given you my heart.
I really love you, really I do. There's no one can take the place of you. I've given you my heart.
There you go, going way back to 1946 there with Ella Fitzgerald and the Delta Rhythm Boys. I have a May 1954 release on the Decca record label. It plays a lot better than the 78, I got to tell you that much there. What a great rendition there of I Love You for Sentimental Reasons. The First Lady of Song, Ella Fitzgerald. Let's move to 1952 now. We go to Sid Nathan's Federal record banner for this one. This gal had 2 releases for the Federal label. She was backed up on both her releases by the Four Jacks, or at least I think on one side, maybe both sides on this, I don't remember, but she was a versatile actress, played in a number of movies, best known for her performance in the 1948 movie No Time for Romance. But she was also a talented singer. Her real name, Shirley Juanita Hackett, but she recorded as Shirley Haven. This was her second release on the Federal record label. She's being backed up by the Four Jacks on this May 1952. Shirley Haven and the Four Jacks on the Federal record banner. The tune is called Stop Fooling Around.
Daddy, if you want me to be true, you got to love me just like I love you. Marry me 'cause I wanna settle down. You got to stop your fooling around. Daddy, if you want me for your own, you got to leave those other chicks alone. Can't have me and ramble over town. You got to stop your fooling around. I know you're just a playboy, rapping day and night, but we could have a real dumb deal if you just treat me right. Daddy, I like your freestyle ways. Love me, you'll find out it really pays. Don't think you're gonna have me for your clown. You got to stop you're fooling around. You're fooling around. Daddy, if you want me for your own, you got to leave those other chicks alone. Can't have me and ramble over town. You got to stop. You're fooling around. I know you're just a playboy, wrapped in night and day, but we could have a real gum deal and really pitch some hay. Daddy, I like your freestyle ways. Love me, you'll find out it really pays. Don't think you're gonna have me for your clown. You got to stop. You're fooling around.
Stop. You're fooling around.
There you go, from May 1952. That's the sound of Shirley Haven. She's being backed up by the Four Jacks on that one, her second release for Sid Nathan's Federal Record banner there. Stop Fooling Around is the name of that tune. Boy, she referenced chicks. I mean, I don't think they call gals chicks anymore. Maybe they call them something worse than that. I don't know, but we're honoring the gals of rhythm and blues here for a Thursday afternoon on this hot, hot afternoon here in New York City. Let us continue here. And we are in the 1952 block. Let's go out to Hollywood, California now, to Eddie and Leo Messner's Aladdin record label. This gal, she is Eddie Messner's stepdaughter. Her name was Patty Ann Messner, and this is her debut single. It's actually her first of three, and she's being backed up by a group called The Flames, who were David Ford, Bobby Bird, Leon Hughes, and Curtis Williams. And this is with Maxwell Davis and his orchestra, released in December of 1952. The Aladdin record label, Patty Ann with The Flames. The tune is called My Heart is Free Again. Patty Ann. There you go. That's the first of three on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin record label. That's Patty Ann. Patty Ann, the stepdaughter to Eddie Mesner. December 1952, she's being backed up by the Flames. My Heart is Free Again. A record not easy to find. I have her, I think I have all three. Her second one, I think, is her most expensive and not in that great shape. This was a nice copy that Spence sold me on this one. As we continue here, we got one more from the year 1952. This vocal quartet from Queens, New York. They recorded two for Jerry Blaine's Jubilee record label. Now, the group included Pearl Bryce, Rachel Gist, Frances Kelly, and Della Griffin, a.k.a. Della Simpson, who was the lead singer on this. Collectively, they were known as the Enchanters. It's their second release on the Jubilee record label. Really a hard record to find. It was... I was at a Allentown, PA show, and Greg Zurich tapped me on my shoulder. He goes, "Johnny, do you need this record? It's really hard. It's harder than their first one." And I looked at it and I said, "I don't have this one." And he sold it to me. But it was many, many years ago at the Allentown, PA show. This is with Buddy Lucas and his Band of Tomorrow, April 1952. Let's give a listen to the Enchanters, Della Simpson on lead on the Jubilee record label. It's called Housewife Blues.
Daddy's food. My heart and soul is in it, but my body never moves. I've got the housewife blues. I'm blue as I can be. Since I'm married to that man, everything is wrong with me. He's got the housewife blues. When I first met her, he said I'd be his queen, but since I'm married to that man, all I do is clean. I've got the housewife blues. Know just what I mean.
Go. April 1952 release there for the Enchanters. The Enchanters, their second release on the Jubilee record label. That's Della Simpson on lead. Housewife Blues is the name of the tune. Their second release on the Jubilee record label. Let's move into 1953 now. And there really were a lot of early all-female. There were not a lot of early all-female groups. I mean, they were female singers always, but it wasn't really till about 1954 that the girl group started to come around and record. They expanded. But we are in the 1953 block, and this appears to be the only release for this girl group. It's on the Yellow and Black Atlantic label. This was recorded December 19th, 1952, released in January of 1953. Let's give a listen to the Blue Bells. The Blue Bells on the Atlantic label. It's called The Story of a Fool.
Listen, listen, listen to the story of a fool. Listen, listen, listen to the story of a fool. My heart has been your captive since I broke my mother's rule. Yes, 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 I believed your love was deep. Yes, 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 I believed your love was deep. Now your sugar-coated lies bring me nightmares in my sleep. Late last night, down the avenue, I saw you kissing your someone new. Well, 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 that made me feel so strange. For your love was true, but you've gone and made a change. Here I stand, heart in hand, big as fool in this land. Yes, 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 yes. The laughed and sang all day. But now you've turned my world to a mean and evil place. Still in love and jealous too. I'm crying my heart out over you. Listen, listen, listen to the story of a fool. Yes, I have been your captive since I broke my mother's rule.
There you go. That's the sound. I don't know anything about this group, though. They're called the Blue Bells. I mean, I don't think it's a common for. I think I won this in a John Tefteller auction many, many years ago, this 45. January 53 release. The Blue Bells on the Yellow and Black Atlantic label. The Story of a Fool. I don't know, Bill, did they reissue this one on those Atlantic series? You know, there was a whole bunch of, in the 1970s, Atlantic released on the, with the pinwheel. Somebody got into their stash of old masters and put out some really old stuff that was and the quality is excellent on those reissues, by the way, better than the 45. But this is a hard one. I just couldn't find any info on the group. Johnny G here on a Thursday. I haven't done a girl group special in a long, long time, and but most of the sides here are probably not common to your ears. I mean, some of you may have known the Ella Fitzgerald, but some of these other ones are not that common. They're collectibles. Later on in the program, I think I have some things that some of you may know. But anyway, if you are new to this program, this is my second show of the week. I'll be back on Saturday night again for the 50s and early 60s edition. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers, which would be a good thing. And I really want to talk to you two because I said, why are you shutting my show down? Which they did last night. It's so annoying. I mean, I have 98 people in the chat room and more listening, and then they shut it down. And then they post it. So that makes no sense. And I don't know. It just behooves me. I need to really know what is the deal with that. But anyway, so if you would consider subscribing, that would be a good thing. Give me a thumbs up, though, too, if you like what you're hearing. And next Thursday at this, right here, I'll have an in-studio guest who'll be sitting back here at this table. That will be Bill Obe will be here with his 4th gospel special. So you want to tune in next Thursday beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 till 4. Bill Obe will be here playing records out of his collection, gospel songs out of his collection and Gordy Freeman's collection. So you want to tune in tomorrow afternoon, next Thursday afternoon beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the 4th gospel special with Bill Obe and Johnny G here in the studio. But let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasures show, and let's go to, we are in the 1953 block, and here is a female lead with male backing. This is on Bill Beasley's Republic Records, which was out of Nashville, Tennessee. Now, this label, mostly known for country and for boppers. I even think that, didn't Pat Boone have a release on this label? I think he did, an early side. But this tune was written by Ted Jarrett, who was, I think, pretty big in the Tennessee area there, more later on in the late 1950s. But she is being backed up by a group, this gal. They were known as the Chapters, and they would have their own single on the Republic label called Goodbye My Love. But I think at the session before theirs, they backed up this gal by the name of Helen Foster. Let's go to April of 1953 now on the Republic record label out of Nashville, Tennessee. Helen Foster and the Chapters, and her tune is called They Tell Me.
They tell me your kiss is just a moment of bliss, and your lips are making promises I'll never receive. I know it's so,
Yeah, it's a nice tune there by Helen Foster. And the Chapters backing her up on that April 1953 release. It's on the Republic record label out of Nashville, Tennessee. They Tell Me is the name of the tune. They tell me Johnny G's show is sounding better. I hope it's sounding better. I got a couple hiccups that hopefully will be aired out by next Wednesday. I expect to get those fixed by next Wednesday. But thank you all for being here. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and tell your friends about the program here. Our second show of the week as we continue. Let's move into 1954 now. This is the debut single for Zola Taylor. And many of you will know that name, Zola Taylor, because she was a member of the Platters. Now, she was not a member of the Platters at this time, not from the beginning. Buck Ram recruited her for the group. She would join the Platters in April of 1954, but just prior to that, she had this release on the Bahari Brothers RPM record label. She was 16 years old when she recorded this, and this is a song that she wrote. And it's guessed that the Meadowlarks, who are also recording for the RPM record label at the time, are backing her up. I'm not sure, but that's what everybody says. Let's go to March of 1954 for Miss Zola Taylor, before their Platters days. Zola Taylor on the RPM record label. The song is called Oh My Dear.
Oh, my dear, I love you so. No place too far for me to go, 'cause I love you. Oh, my dear. Long arms reach out to draw you near, wishing and hoping that you'll appear, 'cause I love you. Oh, my dear. Oh, God will protect you each step of the way home to me, while I'm down on my knees, praying each and every day. Long arms reach out to draw you near, wishing and hoping that you'll appear, 'cause I love you. Oh, my dear. Oh, God will protect you each step of the way home to me, while I'm down on my knees, praying each and every day. Long arms reach out to draw you near, wishing and hoping that you'll appear, 'cause I love you. Oh, my
There you go, March 1954 release there. That's 16-year-old Zola Taylor. Zola Taylor and probably the Meadowlarks backing her up on that one on the RPM record label. Oh My Dear is the name of the tune. I had a trashed copy of that 45 that Spence ended up selling for me. Got me decent money for it, and this was a buy it, believe it or not, back in the in like the late 1990s, you can hit buy it now on eBay for stuff like this, and that was a buy it now purchase. Really a hard record to find. Zola Taylor. Let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the 1954 block. Now, we heard from the Enchanters earlier from the 1952 block with Housewife Blues. Now, this group would drift apart eventually, but lead singer Della Simpson wanted to continue to record, so she recruited Gloria Allen, Shirley Gary, Donna Gara, Gloria Rivera, and Gloria Heem to create a new group, and they were called the Deltones. It would sign with Brunswick Records, had one release on the Brunswick label back in 1953. Then they would move to Eddie Heller's Rainbow record label. With this 45, was released in April of 1954. Features Della Simpson on lead, so she returns this time as lead of the Deltones. On the Rainbow record label, it's called I'm Not in Love with You, the Deltones.
Well, you can see I'm not in love with you. We can still be friends until the end, but you'll soon know too I'm not in love with you. I gave love its chance. There can be no romance, though your love may be true, but I'm not in love with you. Oh, darling, I gave my heart to a careless lover, yes, long ago. Well, he tore it apart, running with all of the friends I know. Love is just a game that I can't explain. After all I've been through, I'm not in love with you. Oh, darling, I gave my heart to a careless lover, yes, long ago. Well, he tore it apart, running with all of the friends I know. Love is just a game that I can't explain. After all I've been through, well, you can see I'm not in love with you.
There you go, April 1954 release there for the Deltones. That is Della Simpson on lead there on the Rainbow record label. I'm Not in Love with You is the name of the tune. But Johnny G is in love with these girl group 45s. The girls, the chicks never got their due, at least way back with the early collectors, but they get their due today here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the 1954 block. Is this my last one from 54? Let me see. Yeah, this is my last one from 1954. Now, this next singer, she was born in Cuba back in 1928, but she would come to the U.S. when she was just 2 years old, and she began began singing at the age of 3. She sang with musicians like Tito Puente and Duke Ellington, and she would sign with Mercury Records back in 1951. She had 3 releases on the Mercury label. In 1953, she would sign with Atlantic Records. She had 3 releases on the label. Let's give a listen to her third release. It's a song she co-wrote with Willis Carroll, and there is a vocal group backing her up on this. They're called the Boleros, but in reality, they are the Qs from September 1954. Let's give a listen to Carmen Taylor and the Boleros on the Atlantic record label, and they're singing about their guy. His name is Freddie. There you go. That's Carmen Taylor and the Boleros, September 1954. It's on the Atlantic record banner there. Song entitled Freddie. When I say that was her third release. Now, she was a very prolific songwriter, too. You know, Carmen Taylor, she wrote 7 Days for Clyde McPhatter and Little Mama for the Clovers. She has other releases. Followed this on Guidon Records, on Tin Pan Alley, OK, Apollo, King, and El Toro. In 1959, she would sign with the Decca record label and record as Elena Madera. But there you go. Carmen Taylor and the Boleros here on the all-girls, I guess, gal special we can call it, because they're not all-girl groups. They are, lots of them are female singers with male groups, as is the case with this next tune from 1955 here. As we head to Chicago, Illinois, we go to Lillian and James Davis's Club 51 label as This is another female lead with male backing. I'm sure many of you are familiar with a group called the Four Buddies that recorded Dolores for the Club 51 record label. That came out in May of 1955. But prior to that, they released, I should say, prior to that release, they backed up two other artists on the label, R&B singer Rudy Green, and this one that I'm featuring. And this would have been their second release. They backed up jazz singer Bobby James, a.k.a. Bobby Mitchell. And this is a cover tune. This was first done by Ivory Joe Hunter. He wrote this and recorded it, but let's give a listen to this version from April 1955. It's Bobby James and the Four Buddies on Club 51 Records, and her rendition of the tune, I Need You So, Bobby James.
I need you so to keep me happy. If I can't have you, I cannot go on. I miss your arms. Oh, rock me tightly. Yes, I miss them nightly. When you're not at home, when day is done, I miss you so. I lie awake to hear a knock upon the door. When you leave, I'll try not to come back in a hurry, 'cause I need you so. When day is done, I miss you so. I lie awake to hear your knock upon the door. When you leave, I'll try not to come back in a hurry, 'cause I need you
There you go, April 1955 release there. That's Bobby James with the Four Buddies on the Club 51 record label out of Chicago, Illinois. Their rendition of the tune I Need You So. Got to tell you the story about this record. So I was in the early days of eBay, I was bidding heavily on lots of records that I would see. Got some really great deals on eBay in the early stages, like the Cleftones on Old Town, a really nice copy for like $200, really clean. And the good dealers, the collectors that came here, I had a big collector party here in the backyard one afternoon, and they were drooling on the record. I'm going, don't drool on the record. Okay, don't drool on the record. But anyway, I won a record I forget what it was. It was something on the States label. It was an R&B thing on States. So the guy was he was in Montvale, New Jersey, and I was driving into was I driving? Yeah, I was working for Sony Music in their Lyndhurst office there. So anyway, I said to him, I said, "You have any other 45s possibly that you have for sale?" He goes, "Well, I have some other R&B things here, and you're not that far. Can you meet me at the, I don't know the park and ride, but in the beginning of the Garden State Parkway, I don't know what the name of the park and ride is, but it's right at the start when you're coming from New York off of the thruway there." So I said, "All right, I'll meet you at the park and ride off the parkway." So I get there. I said, "You'll see my car. It's a Black Park Avenue, whatever I was driving there at the time." So I'm sitting there, and I had about $2,000 with me. I didn't have much cash, so I'm like, what does he possibly have? So he comes there with this record. They were all in brown sleeves. It was this record, and I'm trying to think what the other group record was, but there were a total of 5 records, I think. There were 5. So he shows me this record. Of course, I couldn't hold back, I was like, oh my God. So I said, I could really use these records. I says, "How much do you want for the records?" So he says to me, "Is $500 too much for these records?" And I said, "Well, no." I said, "They're not." I says, "I run all these labels here, so it's gonna be okay." So I gave him $500. I never heard from him again. I forget. It was a long time ago, but this was another record that when a bunch of the guys came here to the house, Dan Romanello being one of them, came over to the house here, and that was about the time that he wanted me to come on to the R&B review with him, and I did a number of shows with him until he ruined some of my 45s with that player there. So that is a lesson to anybody that does a guest spot and you play real records. You have to be careful of their turntables, okay? Because so many people use the turntables. Even when I used to go up to Wesleyan College for my buddy Al Bernard to do his Moondog Matinee show, and I was there. The first time I ever was a guest host was back in 1999. Really rigid. I was like really, really not good on the radio, very rigid and whatnot. But anyway, but it was a lot of fun. Again, record collecting can be very expensive, but it can be a lot of fun too. But if you have disposable income to buy these things, you got to look at it as an investment. And that's at least with the records that I did way back when I was much younger. But, I'm 66 now, and I've had these records in my collection for a long, long time. So I think they've appreciated a little bit in value, I would say. But anyway, that's the story on that record. Let us continue here. And actually, I bought this next 45, I think from Barry Soltz, but it was from a guy, he's no longer with us, by the name of Bob Briskin. He was a big girl group collector, and he loved the Hearts on Baton and on J&S. And he had some interesting records, and this was one. I think Barry ended up, I think Louis went to visit him, and Barry, he was selling out. And I ended up with this copy from him. We go to Philadelphia now to Herman Piney Gillespie's Nestor record label, and he also owned the G&M and the Piney label. I have a rare record I got out of Greg's collection on the Piney label. I haven't cleaned it or played it yet. It might be gospel, I think. But anyway, he would relocate to New York City with his Nestor label, and also created the Teenage record label with all those great records on that rare Teenage label. But I can't tell you much about this group. They're called the Treble-Aires, and this was their only release. And they are doing an all-female version of this tune that was first written and recorded by Raleigh McGill. Raleigh McGill and his Rhythm Rockers did this first for the Mercury label in in March of 1955. This was released in March of 1956. This is the intended A-side. They're called the Treble-Aires. The Treble-Aires on the Nestor label, and their rendition of the tune, There Goes the Train. The Treble-Aires.
There goes that train, the train that stole my love. There goes my guy, darling, darling, that's been standing on the train.
There he goes, he's not alone. He's in a joyous world.
Darling, here am I, darling, darling, just a very lonesome girl. If I should have died when I was young, that I'd never have, darling, darling, never have this race to
There goes that train, the train that stole my love.
There goes my guy, darling, darling, that's been standing on the train.
There you go. That one there from March 1956. The sound of the Treble-Aires. Treble-Aires on the Nestor record label. Their rendition of the tune, There Goes That Train, is the name of the tune. You know, if you take the Hudson line here in Westchester County, you get a really nice view of the Hudson River as you travel into New York City. That is the best ride if you ever come to the New York area. Johnny G here on a Thursday. This is our all-girl group special and female leads with male backing, and, you know, in that site, but all female leads here for a Thursday afternoon. Let's go out to Los Angeles, California now to Jake Porter's Combo Records. This is the debut single for this group called the Echoes. They formed at Fremont High School in South Central L.A., and they were first a quartet of four males, which included Mosby Carter, Elmo Jones Jr., and Harold Miles Grayson, and Edward DeVold. But they would add two females to the group, Darlene Franklin and Marzetta Freeman. And this tune written by group member Edward DeVold, and it features Marzetta Freeman on lead. Let's go to September of 1956. Here are the Echoes on the Combo record label. It's called My Little Honey. The Echoes.
Hey, sugar
Well, he's so nice, make stay home with me. When he goes out, I sit and pout. He leaves the house fire, full of jive, oh, my little honey. This guy you ought to see. Well, he's so nice, make stay home with me. Oh, my little honey, cutest little thing. Oh, yes, my little honey, cutest little thing. Well, he's so cute to me, he looks like a king. When he goes out, I sit and pout. He leaves the house fire, full of jive. Oh, my little honey, cutest little thing. Well, he's so cute to me, he looks like a king. Next time, tomorrow night, same time, all right. Bye-bye.
There you go, September 1956 release there for the Echoes. The Echoes on the Combo record label with My Little Honey is the name of the tune. That's Marzetta Freeman on lead. Now, with their next release, they would sign with Specialty Records, and Mosby Carter and Darlene Franklin would leave the group, and they would add another female singer. Her name was Darlene Wright, a.k.a. Darlene Love. She would join this group and record with them on the Specialty release. I think she's on lead on one of those sides. She is. But even though this gal did sound like Darlene Love, but it's not. It's Marzetta Freeman. Greg Surik sold me this record. Not an easy record to find. Probably not well known either. But as we continue here on the All Gal Special, we are in the 1956 block as we go to New York City now to the Rego record label for this group called the Dungaree Dolls, as it's the group's debut single. Now, I would think they called themselves the Dungaree Dolls because of that Perry Como song. Didn't Perry Como do a song called Dungaree Darling or something like that? Dungaree Doll? I think he did. But the writer credit on this is Beverly Watson, so maybe she is the lead. I can't find any info on this group, but it's with Big Al Sears and his orchestra, and this is the intended B-side. It's a ballad from July of 1956. Let's give a listen to the Dungaree Dolls on the Rego record label. The song is called Boy of My Dreams, the Dungaree Dolls.
You are the one boy that I adore.
my dream.
There you go, July 1956 release there for the Dungaree Dolls. The Dungaree Dolls on the Rego record label. Boy of My Dreams is the name of the tune. Now, this group would later record as the Dolls on the Teenage record label. That was in 1958. I don't have that 45. That's a top want for Johnny G. And then in 1959, the Dungaree Dolls single would be reissued on a label called Karen Records, and as the Dungaree Darlings. So they went from dolls to darlings. I guess, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. They did that. And it's a shorter version of that tune. This was another 45. I was tapped on the shoulder. I went to the... I was in a New Jersey, it wasn't in, where is the industrial park in New Jersey? They used to have a record show there. The dealers would drive their cars in there to set up, but it was an industrial park in New Jersey somewhere. So I used to meet all the guys there. All the big time collectors would show up, especially in the New Jersey and New York areas. And Greg again, wheeling and dealing. He goes, Johnny, you need this record? I said, yeah, I need it, and that's where I got it. But anyway, let us continue here. We are in the 1956 block now. In 1953, Willie Winfield and the Harptones recorded a song that did not see the light of day until 1961. When it came out on a Bruce Collector's Series single. And was sold, I think, at Times Square Records with the 1960s, I guess, resurrection of the music in the 1960s. And the song was called Loving a Girl Like You. Now, after Bruce Records went out of business, the group joined High Weiss, who created a label specifically for the Harptones. It was called Paradise Records. And, of course, they had that great tune, Life is But a Dream, and all those others that followed. Of course, the Harptones, a great, great group. But they also did some background work for High Weiss's Old Town's artists that recorded for the Old Town label, as they did with this gal by the name of Ruth McFadden. And this is actually a female version of that tune, Loving a Girl Like You. It's called Schoolboy. And this was her third release for the Old Town record label. This tune written by Raul Sita. And again, the uncredited Harptones are backing her up on this. Want to send this one out to listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room from October 1956. Let's give a listen to Ruth McFadden and the uncredited Harptones on High Weiss's Old Town record label. The song is called Schoolboy. This is for Gordy Freeman.
She was not told about loving a boy like you.
I went to school, passed all my tests. Oh, baby, true, along with the rest. But I was not told about loving a boy like you. You came from out of nowhere. What can I do about you? Love is something I've only heard about. Now I know I must find out. You're full of beauty, I'm full of fear. I know my duty is to love you, my dear. But I was not told about loving a boy
like you.
Loving a boy like you.
There you go. That is Ruth McFadden with the uncredited harp tones there on High Weiss's Old Town record label. That's their third release, or that's her third release on the Old Town label, October 1956. Song entitled Schoolboy, story behind this record. So, Spence Wooten was feeding me very rare records at one time, and he was he did a lot for Johnny G. As far as his idea was to get me lots of some of them I just couldn't afford because they were in the stratosphere, and he knew that. But he knew there was a certain price that Johnny G was able to pay, at least per record, but not saying that it could be a lot of money at one time, because it was. So anyway, he comes up here with a bunch of records, and this was in this and other records of this caliber were in there. So I didn't really ask any questions at the time, but I was happy that he offered me these records first before he offered them to anybody else, because he was here every week, and he would bring me boxes and boxes of 45s, and I would play them on the set up here. And they would sound really good. He would be sitting here, and he'd be calling, Kenny Fuchs and Fred Bond and Pete Yaffe and all these people. But anyway, so I ended up buying a lot of records. They were expensive 45s. So he calls me back, I think about 2 weeks later, and he says to me, Johnny, you know the records I sold you? I said, what do you mean? You're talking about all those rare records that you sold me? He said, would you consider selling them? I said, Spence, I mean, after I purchased them and they were major wants, now you want me to sell them? To who? Well, the person that actually needed money at the time, he wants to buy the records back. And I said, I said, no. I says, I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So he said, well, I thought so. I just had to ask you. And not that I told him who has what records. But anyway, I said, well, Spence, whose records were these? So he told me, and he said, Johnny, Pete Yaffe wants to buy these records back, and he's second-guessing himself for selling them. I said, Spence, that's not a good thing. I said, he can't sell the records and then have second thoughts about it to buy them back. And maybe some people, and he was willing to pay a premium to buy it back. So whatever it was, I said, no, I'm not doing it. So in reality, this record belonged to the late Pete Yaffe. There were a bunch of them that I had in the collection. They were all expensive records. They were all four-figure records. And I don't know if this one was quite that, but its record is hard to get. But, I mean, I don't know what happened. I feel bad for really what happened to Pete Yaffe, because he was a great friend of mine. He would call me from time to time. He was a big New England Patriots fan, and he liked the Boston Red Sox and the Boston Bruins. I used to talk sports with him, and he used to drive by and stop here and talk with my parents, and we would look at records. But it was unfortunate that happened with him, that he died in that from burns from that fire. But and he was really one, and he paid a lot of money for his records. He really did. But he had the funds to do it. But, sometimes I think people shouldn't be exploited. It's just not right. But I wasn't going to sell the records back, and I know I said, I wouldn't do that. I said, maybe I would take a loan against the records or something, but never to sell them to try to get them back. But some people did that. I remember Greg Surik told me he sold 11 records to Pete Yaffe for a lot of money. He needed the money. And Pete paid him a lot of money for the records, and he got them all back, I think, except one. And they were really rare records. They were, talking about things on Parrot, on Red Vinyl, and Chance and whatnot. Some of those really obscure things. But anyway, that's the story about that record. as I digress. But let us continue here. We are in the 1956 block, and actually, we stay in that same month and year, October of 1956, but we head out to the West Coast. We go to Isaac Neal Jr. and Bob Geddon's Irma Records, which was out of Oakland, California. And this label was named after Geddon's wife. Her name was Irma. And the label here credits Al Smith and band. They get top billing act on this. And Al Smith, he was an Oakland blues singer, later recording as Al King. Okay, but early in his career, he was known as Al Smith. He was originally from Monroe, Louisiana, but he would travel to the Bay Area often, and while there, he formed a female group and a vocal group, and he called them the Angels. And music historian Opal Nations said that the group, this group backed up Ray Agee as the Jets on I Wanna Know Why, which was released on the Shirley label, I think in 1960 or 61. Okay, and that group included Ella Thomas and Gracie and Gloria Johnson. So they probably are this group called the Angels. So let's give a spin here. The Angels from October 56. This is on the Irma record label. The song is called Leaving You Baby. The Angels on Irma. Here you go.
Farewell, little darling. Ooh, I've got a long way to go. Ooh, got to leave you, baby. Ooh, I can't stay here no more. Ooh, it's a long, weary road, but baby, I've got to go. No conversation. I'm doing myself no good. Got to leave you, baby. I can't stay here no more. I'll be back someday in that same old crazy way. Leave me no tears. Have a smile on your face. Remember that I love you. No one can take your place. So farewell, little darling. I've gotta be on my way.
There you go. Sounds of the Bay Area here on the all-girl group special. Those are the Angels. The Angels from October 1956 on the Irma record label out of Oakland, California. Leaving You Baby is the name of the tune. Johnny G ain't leaving. Let's get up to 30 subscribers. We can do it. not 30, how about 3,000 subscribers? We got to do that. Hopefully can get that by Saturday. That would be a great thing. But let us continue here. And we are in the 1956 block. Let's stay out on the West Coast. We go to Los Angeles, California for this next 45s on Emmett Jose's Aries record label. It's a female lead with male group backing, and the gal's name is Little Miss Wanda, and Little Miss Wanda is really Wanda Burt. Now, she was born in Arkansas, but she was raised in Berkeley, California. This is her debut single. Now, according to Louis Silvani, he says that the Titans are backing her up on this. And I guess if you think logically, the flip side of this 45 is by someone by the name of Larry Green, and he was the founding member of the Titans that recorded for the Vita record label. But either way, I think it's a good tune. Plus, they're singing about your host, Johnny G. And now, this is on Styrene, and you know how Johnny G hates Styrene 45s. Let's go to late 1956 for Little Miss Wanda, a.k.a. Wanda Burt, and group, maybe the Titans, on the Aries label. The song is called My Johnny.
He carries someone else's book. He never looks at me. He doesn't know my name or what I want to be. He will always be my Johnny. Oh, maybe that's not his name. The way he wears his hair and doesn't seem to know how much I adore him and want to meet him so. He will always be my Johnny. Well, there's only a schoolgirl's dream. My Johnny, always happy. He smiles, such a lovely smile. My life would be complete if he would only smile for me once in a while. I hope that, well, someday things will come my way and Johnny won't be so blind. Then a schoolgirl with dreams, oh, how lovely it seems, for Johnny will be all mine. My Johnny's always happy. He smiles, such a lovely smile. My life would be complete if he would only smile for me once in a while. I hope that, well, someday things will come my way and Johnny won't be so blind. Then a schoolgirl with dreams, oh, I love this scene, for Johnny will be all mine. For Johnny will be all mine.
There you go, late 1956 there, Miss Wanda Burt. Little Miss Wanda is her name on that. It's on the Aries record label. It's called My Johnny is the name of the tune. Of course, Wanda Burt, she would become the lead singer of the Crescendos in 1960, recording for Ray Dobard's Music City record label. If you like what you're hearing, email Johnny G at Vinyltreasures at AOL.com. If you like more chicks here on a Thursday, we can do that. And I know a lot of the old-time collectors not crazy for the girl group sound, but if you are, email Johnny G. We can do another special on this. I've got tons of girl group 45s in my collection as we continue here. And we are in the 1956 block, and you know this group from the Morrisania section of the Bronx. They signed with Joe Davis's JD record label back in 1954, had 4 releases on the label, all great size, but the group would temporarily disband. But they would get back together in 1956. They signed with David Levitt's Celeste record label, and the result were 2 singles. And I only have one of theirs, don't have the other one. I have their first release on the label. Let's give a listen to the Mellows here. It features Lillian Leach on lead from July 1956 on Celeste Records. Here is Lillian Leach and the Mellows and their tune called My Darling. There you go with the first of 2 for Lillian Leach and the Mellows, July 1956 release on the Celeste record label. My Darling is the name of the tune. I was not happy with that record when actually Spence sold it to me. And I said, you know, Spence, this record is polished, okay? So you can't pawn it off as a mint record. Not that he was saying that it was mint, because he was really good with me. He said that I would play the records here, and he never really argued if I had a problem with a price, and he would always say, okay, that's fair. So he was really a fair person to deal with. At least with me he was. But anyway, so again, that is not the greatest copy, so I apologize for that. But it's a polished copy, and you know what Johnny G's feelings are for polished 45s. As we continue here, we have one more from the year 1956. We head back out to California. Another female lead with male backing. We're featuring them a lot here on this girl group special. And this is on the Chief label. The tune written by the lead singer. Her name is Joanne Boswell, and she's being backed up by a group called the L-Tones, and this one I purchased a long time ago from record dealer John Tefteller back in the days when he used to put auctions in Gold Mine magazine. Probably found a small quantity on this record because he listed it quite a few months that he was, doing. He was putting an ad in the Gold Mine every month. But and I eventually won a copy of this record. But let's give it a spin here. January 1956. We go out to Los Angeles, California, to the chief label for Joanne Boswell with the L-Tones. It's called You Were Meant for Me. Sounds of California here on the all-girl group special. That's Joanne Boswell with the L-Tones, January 1956 release on the Chief record label. Song entitled You Were Meant for Me, as Johnny G was meant for you to spin these 45. So thank you all for being here. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. We got to get to 3,000 subscribers. That would be a cool thing. We should do a big celebration for that as we move into 1957. Now, let's go to Philadelphia, PA with this great girl group sound. They were a trio of sisters. They were Joan, Mary, and Cora Edwards. Collectively, they were known as the Edwards Sisters. This is their debut single. Came out on Kay Williams' Kaiser record label, which was out of Philadelphia. Now, Kay Williams was a disc jockey, I think, in the Philadelphia area. This is with Howard Biggs and the orchestra from March 1957, a great two-sided 45, the Edwards Sisters on Kaiser Records. It's called Don't Make Me Cry Again, the Edward Sisters. There you go, March 1957 release there for the Edwards Sisters. Their debut single came out on the Kaiser record label. Don't Make Me Cry Again is the name of that tune. Of course, they would have another release in 1958 on the Junior record label. I think that was also a K. Williams label, Junior Records, the same label that the Silhouettes did Get a Job with, but it's a blue label, if I'm not mistaken. Johnny G here on the all-girl group special. Hope you're digging on the tunes. If you are, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell to get all notifications as we are in the 1957 block. And up next is the debut single for this gal by the name of Nancy Lee Washington. She's signed with Mary Holanka's Acme record label, which featured a predominantly artists from the Long Island area. Now, this was her first of two on the label, a song that she wrote together with A&R man for Acme Records, William Henry Miller. He was also the father of the Miller sisters, who will be coming up right after this, a twin spin on the Acme record label. Where'd you see Acme Records? Is it the Wile E. Coyote? What was that cartoon that always had Acme? That was kind of weird in those cartoons, but anyway. There is an uncredited vocal group on this, and they were known as the Tempo Tones, which included Bert Brewster, Albert Lanham. He was the bass of the group. Danny Lanham, Richard Lanham, who recorded with his brothers on Your Radio, and Wally Lanham and Steve Stewart. They were the Tempo Tones. They're backing her up. They also recorded for the Acme record label. This is with Tico Wilshire on piano, King Curtis on tenor sax, and Mickey Guitar Baker on guitar from January 57. Let's give a listen to Nancy Lee. Nancy Lee on Acme Records. The song is called So They Say. Nancy Lee.
I'm no Mary, I didn't bring no lamb to school, no. But all the kids laugh at me, they say that I'm a fool. Oh, to cry all night and day while you go out and play. You don't love me, so they say. You don't smile anymore whenever we pass. No, you don't even notice that I'm still in your class. Oh, my friends say I'm a fool to love you this way while you go out with other girls, so they say. Oh, darling, please tell me, please say it isn't true. All the things the kids say you do. If you still love me, tomorrow when we change class, won't you just smile at me?
All that I mean, yes, yes.
When the kids get home from school and turn on the radio, yes, they'll hear our dedication, and then they will know, yes, we're still going steady, and we'll always be that way. Oh, darling, regardless of what they say, regardless of what they say.
There you go, January 1957 release. That kicked off the Acme record label, by the way. Acme 711. Nancy Lee Washington is her name. And a song entitled So They Say, being backed up there by the Tempo Tones. Johnny G here on a Thursday as we continue here. Got a twin spin on the Acme record label. And A&R man for Acme Records was William Henry Miller. He had 5 daughters, and they recorded as the Miller Sisters. They were Jeanette, Maxine, Nina, Sandy, and Vernal Miller. They were all from Long Island, New York, and this one's not that easy to find. They're first of 2 on the Acme record label, a tune written by their father and the gal you just heard, Nancy Lee Washington. Let's send this one out to listener Frank Gingaro in our YouTube chat room, July 1957, the Miller Sisters on Acme Records. It's called You Made a Promise. The Miller Sisters for Frank.
Promise me that someday you and I
Tell me about the promise
you go. July 1957 release there for the Miller Sisters. And I think the Tempo Tones were backing them up, too. Probably in the studio there. That's on the Acme record label, their first of two for Acme Records. You Made a Promise. Yes, you did. They recorded for about 13 different labels during their career, and which spanned in, 1955 to 1965? And a great group there, the Miller Sisters. It's going out to Frank Chingaro. Let's go back out to California now, this time to Pittsburgh, California. This is a female lead with male backing. Now, the male group that is backing this gal up included tenor Charles Jackson and bass Ollie McClay. They both attended the same junior college, and they added tenor Ron Lawson and Gary Williams to form a group called the Mondellos. Now, Ray Dobard, they went to audition for Ray Dobard, and he turned them down. So they ended up on Don Barksdale, going to Don Barksdale. At the time, he was the owner of the Rhythm record label in Oakland, California. They signed a contract. And altogether, the Mondellos had 5 releases on the label, backing up a number of artists on the label. And this was their 4th release. Now, they backed up this gal twice, I think in two of her releases. This is the 2nd of 2, and they're all not that easy to find. I'm just saying, it's not hard to find these records out of Oakland, California. But she was 16-year-old Alice Jean Wilton. And this was her 2nd of 2, and she actually co-wrote this. I'm telling you, these gals and singers in the past, talented writers and singers, so much better. Well, I want to say better than today, but at least back then, I mean, really. But December 1957, let's give a listen to 16-year-old Alice Jean with the Mondellos on the Rhythm record label. And this is Where You Are Today with Johnny G. You're on Happiness Street.
Now we don't quarrel
Yeah, that's Happiness Street there, as done by 16-year-old Alice Jean Wilton. She's on lead there with the Mondellos, December 1957 release. Don Barksdale's rhythm record label out of Oakland, California. Happiness Street is the name of the tune. If you are happy with the tunes today, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. We are here live on YouTube here, spinning original vinyl 45s. This is our girl group special. Got one more from the year 1957. This also released in December of 57. This is on the Apache record label, which is out of Brooklyn, New York. Now, this label associated with band leader Al Brown, and who is on this with his orchestra. And he actually co-wrote this tune with a gal by the name of Sonia Pipkin, who I say is probably a member of this group. I don't know if she's doing lead, but I would bet on it, put all your money, that she's a member of the group. This is December 57, another rare 45, the Sweet Marquise on the Apache label. The tune is called You Lied, the Sweet Marquise. There you go, December 1957 release there. The Sweet Marquise is the name of the group. It's on the Apache record label, affiliation with Al Brown, and very talented band leader and songwriter and producer Al Brown there. You Lied is the name of the tune. The only other record I have on this label is by the Concepts, I think, is the group. A male group on the Apache record label. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Let us move into the 1958 block now with the debut single for this group from the Bronx, New York. And this came out on Johnny Louise Richardson's Dice Records. Actually, she was the daughter of female record moguls. So I mean, if I could have gotten a little bit more exotic in saying we're playing records on a female record label owner's labels, it would be Zell Sanders. She would be, and then some gal up in Detroit also. That owned Johnny May. What was her name? She owned the Northern label. There's a couple of really cool female record label owners. B. Caslin was another one. But anyway, Zell Sanders really was the operations behind the Dice and J&S record label. But her daughter is one of the writers of this 45. This is on the Dice record label. This is the debut record for Dice Records. And I've never... often do not see the stock copy of this. Usually you'll see the white promo, but this is a stock copy. I saw Barry Soltz had it. I was lucky to get it. So I said, I got to get this stock copy. I never see it anywhere. This is the first record on Dice. For you collectors out there, if you file by label, you have to go backwards with the Dice record label. So the first one is 100. The next one, I think, is 99 and then 98. That's how it went. They went in opposite direction. Don't ask me why. Record labels, there was never a rhyme or reason on why they did it, but this group is called the Clickettes. It features Barbara Jean English on lead, and it's not their third, it's their first release on the Dice record label, October 1958. The Clickettes on Dice Records. It's called But Not For Me. The Clickettes. There you go. That's Barbara English and the Clickettes from October 1958. It's on the Dice record label. It's called But Not For Me is the name of the tune. We continue in the 1958 block. And I'm guessing this group is out of Chicago, Illinois. This is on Sid Nathan's Federal record label, which was based in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, this tune written by Bernice Williams and Sonny Thompson. Now, Bernice was a songwriter and a group coach for many Chicago acts, and Sonny a prolific producer for many acts both in Chicago and Cincinnati. But I have no concrete information on this group, but I like both sides of this single here from December of 1958. Let's give a listen to the Charmettes. Charmettes on the Federal record label, and the tune is called School Letter. The Charmettes.
We
if any young high school person, if you played this record for them, they would even know what a school letter was. They probably would not, but anyway, that's a great tune. Actually, a great two-sided 45. The Charmettes there from December 1958. That's Sid Nathan's Federal Record banner. School Letter is the name of the tune. The flip side of this is singing about your host, Johnny G. It's called Johnny Johnny. That was a record I heard on the Gus Gossard show back in the early 1970s. We are in the all-girl group special here for a Thursday afternoon. Looks like it's going to be a big downpour here in Westchester County, New York, so let's just hope that doesn't happen yet. But we are in 1958. Let's make our next stop to Minneapolis, Minnesota here for this label called Play Records, and it has a female lead. It mentions her name first on the label, Ernestine, and it's with the highlights. I'm guessing the highlights are providing the instrumentation, but this group is called the Tone Blenders, and it actually gives you a release date on this. This record released October 20th of 1958. I was, a couple weeks old when this record was released. From October 58, let's give a listen to the Tone Blenders with Ernestine on lead. It's on the Play record label. The song is called I Thank Heaven. The Tone Blenders. Sounds of 1958 here on the all-girl group special. That's the Tone Blenders there. Ernestine's on lead there. That's on the Play record label. I Thank Heaven is the name of the tune. Greg Surik sold me that record many, many years ago. I knew Greg back in the 1980s when we were wheeling and dealing here. Who is calling me? Spam. Spam is not going to call me at this time. But anyway, let us continue here. One more out of the year 1959. Let's go back to Philadelphia, PA. And Josue Perez has I think he was selling his copy of this record. If somebody needs a copy, it's not that easy to find. This group out of Philly included Gloria Huntley, Costella Riley, Mitzi Ross, and Maddie Williams. Collectively, they were known as the Charmiers. And they entered a contest and won first prize in the contest. And the The prize was a contract with Red Schwartz and Irving Nathan's Red Top record label. The result was this single. It features Mitzi Ross on lead from 1958. Let's give a listen to the Charmiers. The Charmiers on Red Top Records. It's called A Schoolgirl in Love. The Charmiers. Yeah, Sounds of Philadelphia here on the all-girl group special, December 1958 release there. I'm sorry, I messed that up looking at the wrong ones. I don't know what month that was released, but it was a 1958 release, the Charmiers. Charmiers, Mitzi Ross on lead on the Red Top record label, A Schoolgirl in Love. I know Karen Efron likes that tune. She IM'd me. She had a doctor's appointment because she's a big girl group fan. And I know she's got some great girl group records in her collection. She's going to listen on the archive. I'm curious to hear her comments about the show. And anybody's comments, you can email Johnny G at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If you have a request for the Soul Show or for the Saturday night group harmony doo-wop show, please email me at vinyltreasures@aol.com as we continue here. Let's go into 1959. Interesting thing with this record. So you saw that the label, these styrene 45s, okay, sometimes the glue that they use to stick the label on, it gets dry and the labels fall off. That is like not a good thing. So anyway, I think it was, I don't know if it was John Tefteller or whatever, but I didn't have this record, and I said, let me do something. Let me search on the internet for this record, and I didn't want to go to Discogs or anything like that. So I end up finding this website from somebody in, I don't know if it's Philadelphia or wherever it was. So I'm looking at this list, and it was unbearable because it was all these records. They were all these common records, and I'm looking, and I see this record there. So I said, what does he have on this record? I think he had $100 on the record. So I contacted the guy and I said, listen, I know your list is from 1980 or 1990, wherever it was this old list. I said, would you happen by any chance to have that this record on the KO label available? So he said to me, oh yeah, I still have it, but there's a problem with the record. I think it's VG. He said to me, I think it's VG, and the label fell off. But I said, do you still have the label? And he goes, yeah, I do. And I said, well, would you like to sell it? And so he said, yeah, I'll sell it, but would you take $50 for it? Because, you know, with the label falling off and whatnot. I said, well, yeah, I'll take $50 for it. So I didn't know. He said it was VG, but I got this record and it was far from VG. But anyway, that was the story on this record here. But it is not an easy record to find. It's on a Kelly Owens KO record label. KO Records was out of New York City, distributed by Poplar Records. And I have no info on the group. The stock copies of this, there are stock copies. I think they're blue labels, if I'm not mistaken. But I have the white promo here. But it's styrene, but it's a nice copy. Let me see. I got to glue it back. I'm like afraid to use crazy glue or, you know, that kind of like sticky glue to glue it on back. I don't want to use Elmer's glue because it bunches up. It's too wet. I need something dry. You need like a dry glue to glue this on. You know, the ones that you kind of like rub and then stick on? That's probably the best thing to do. But anyway, let's go to June of 1959. This group is called the Debutantes. The Debutantes on the KO record label. And does anybody still go steady anymore? I don't think they do. I don't think there's anything like going steady. It's just wham is how it is. But anyway, this tune is called Going Steady, the Debutantes from June 1959. Here you go. There you go. They're called the Debutantes. The Debutantes from June 1959 on the KO record label. Got a few records on the KO record label. Going Steady is the name of the tune. As we continue here in the 1959 block, let's go out to Hollywood, California, to the Fable record label. This was located, if anybody is familiar with California, where is 6601 Sunset Boulevard? in Hollywood, California. Well, this was a 45 that Jerry Diaz sold me many, many moons ago. Supposedly, this is the rarest record on this label. The group is called the Capris. It says like an apostrophe S, Capris. And the Capris were Esther and Libby Wisner, and they were from Montebello. Where is Montebello? I guess a town east of Los Angeles, California, those of you that are familiar with the Los Angeles area. Now, their mother financed the session for them, and both sides of this tune written by Esther Wisner. The music is provided by Sandy Stanton and the Panics. Let's go to June of 1959 now for the Capris on the Fable record label. It's called Can't Get Over You, the Capris, from June of 1959.
Can't get over you, ba ba ba.
Can't get over you, can't get over you, can't get over you.
Ba ba ba.
You used to love me, I loved you too.
Ba ba ba.
And then we parted, now I'm so blue. You may have forgotten, but I can't get over you. We were so happy, why did we part? She came along and you gave her your heart. You were so unfair, but I still can't get over you. She may be lovely, she may be fine, but darling, remember, you were all mine. You went away, now I'm so blue, 'cause darling, I can't get over you. Now I'm broken hearted, and I'm so alone. I'll keep waiting for you to call me on the phone. Please come back to me, 'cause I can't get over you. Can't get over, can't get over, can't get over you. Can't get over, can't get over, can't get over you.
Yeah, that group is called the Capris. There's a male voice in that group. As I said, many of you, at least I'm featuring the female gals singing on this show today. June 1959. It's on the Fable record label out of Hollywood, California. Can't Get Over You is the name of the tune. We are in the 1959 block. Let's go back to the Bronx, New York. Let's go to Zell Sanders' J&S record label. Although this group they are originally from Asbury Park, New Jersey. They are 3 gals and 1 male member. And the group included Virginia Davis, Eleanor Morris, and Constant Morris. And the 1 male, his name was Kenneth Wilson. Collectively, they were known as the Endeavors. And this was the group's only release written by the male member of the group, Kenny Wilson. It features Virginia Davis on lead from late 1959. Let's give a listen to the Endeavors on J&S Records out of the Bronx, New York. It's called Suffering with My Heart. The Endeavors.
My heart is broken over you. I can't understand the way you do. Ever since the night that we met, I can't forget. I can't forget the wonderful times that we had.
Yeah, those are the Endeavors on the JNS record label. From late 1959, a song entitled Suffering With My Heart. A great two-sided 45 there on Zell Sanders' JNS record label. We are in the 1959 block. Let's go back to Philadelphia now, to the Boss record label. You know, remember when that term Boss was really cool? I remember I was buying records up in Stormville, New York, and it was a big, giant flea market, and this gal had, on all her records, she wrote Boss. I'm like, what is Boss? I mean, I didn't know. And it means really cool. It was a term for being cool. Well, this is the Boss record label, and this label best known for a group called the Boss Tones, and you may know their tune called Mopity Mope, but a bunch of issues of that Boss label, like different variations of the label. But this group is called the Deb Teens. This is from, I think, late 1959 release. This is the intended B-side of the 45, the Deb Teens on the Boss record label. Don't know anything else about them. The song is called Drip Drop, the Boss Teens. Did I say tones? I'm sorry, the Deb Teens. The Deb Teens with Drip Drop.
It's raining, raining from the sky above. Just because I fell in love, yes, I fell in love with you. Well, I'm sorry that it's raining from the sky. Now there's teardrops in my eyes, just because I fell in love with you. It's raining, raining, drops of misery, pitter patter, patter, patter goes my love. Trickle, trickle, goes the raindrops, laughing, mocking from above. I'm sorry that it's raining from the sky. Now there's teardrops in my eyes, just because I fell in love with you. It's raining, raining, drops of misery, pitter patter, goes my love. Trickle, trickle, goes the raindrops, laughing, mocking from above. I'm sorry that it's raining from the sky. Now there's teardrops in my eyes, just because I fell in love with you.
There you go. That's the sound. Kind of a cha-cha there for Lenny G in our YouTube chat room. The Deb Teens there. 1959 on the Boss record label out of Philadelphia. Drip Drop is the name of the tune. Looks like it's going to drip drop here. That was a record that Greg Zurich sold me, I have to say. He sold me a lot of rare records, I have to say. But I found this next 45 out in the wild. This is on the Wanger record label, which was out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Now, the owners of this label, they were Casino Queen and Mary Linkowich. They also owned the C&M labels and the Bergen record labels. But this artist has some connection to Chicago, I should say, because Lefty Bates and his orchestra, they are providing the instrumentation. They are the backing band, and there is a male voice that comes in on this. I don't know who it could be, but there is full group backing on this from 1959. Let's give a listen to Little Miss Charlotte Campbell on the Wanger record label. Found this in the wild for 10 cents. It's called True Lover, Little Miss Charlotte Campbell.
I am your true lover. Darling, do you care about me? Ooh, I want
There you go there from 1959. That's the sound of Little Miss Charlotte Campbell. She had a high voice. Somebody mentioned in the chat room, was it Gary, mentioned a operatic voice. Possibly it is, but that's True Lover is the name of the tune. That's on the Wanger record label, True Lover. And I guess, yes, Darren, that looks like that record pressed by Paul Winley. I think he had his own pressing plants, I think, in New York City. But anyway, so remember, next in this time slot next Thursday, Bill Old will be my in-studio guest with his fourth gospel special right here. He'll be sitting in the chair next to Johnny G on my guest chair right there. He'll be set up, and I think we'll get everything in place here for Bill when he gets here. So that should be really good. So mark your calendars on the 26th of June, Bill O, my in-studio guest. I put the I put the promo is up on my YouTube page, so you can check it out. He will be here beginning at 1 p.m., 1 to 4. Bill O with his fourth gospel special, records out of his collection and Gordy Freeman's collection. So be here. You see how light it is, Tommy? You said I had a black ceiling last night, but it's not. It has something to do with the lighting here. Maybe Johnny G's got to get some more lighting up here, and maybe not showing on me. So kind of like this is like a better view, isn't it? I mean, I should say at least with the tone of the color. But anyway, I digress. Let us continue here, and we are on the last page here. As we head to Detroit, Michigan here, this is not an easy record to find. This is on Joe Von Battle's JVB record label, and it's a late release for JVB. The group is called the Del Rhythmettes, and it's kind of spelled weird, R-Y-T-H. Is that how you spell? Isn't rhythm spelled R-H-Y? But this is spelled R-Y-T-H-M-E-T-T-S. And they all get writer credit on this, all the gals here. Now, the group included Jeanette McClaffin, Juanita McClaffin, Rosemary Wells, and Gladys Horton. I'm sure some of you that listen to my soul show may know that name, Gladys Horton, because she became the lead singer of the Marvelettes with the early releases. And, of course, on Berry Gordy Jr.'s Tamla record label, she was the lead on Please Mr. Postman and also Playboy and others. But she was 14 years old at the time when she was a member of this group from 1959. Let's give a listen to the Del Rhythmettes on JVB. The song is called I Need Your Love. These are the Del Rhythmettes from 1959. Here we go. go. Crude sounds here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. The Del Rhythmettes is the name of the group. 1959 release on Joe Van Battle's JVB record label out of Detroit, Michigan. I Need Your Love. Yes, I do. Let us stay in Detroit for another Motown-related item here, but this is on Robert West's Lupine label. Now, there is some controversy with the release date of this single. Now, Ferdy Gonzalez's disco file has this released in March of 1959. Now, in my experience, checking Ferdy's dates with a month, those are pretty accurate in my opinion. And it's his single dates that I tell Charlene I need to question a lot. But there is an interesting conversation on 45 Cat about this record, or at least the release date of the record. But for purposes of this show, I'm going to say March of 1959. Now, this group went on to record as the Supremes for Berry Gordy Jr.'s Motown Empire, but they were a quartet when they recorded this, and the group included Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, Diana Ross, and Barbara Martin. Collectively, they were known as the Primettes. And this side features a young Diana Ross on lead, a very young Diana Ross on lead. So I'm going to say March of 1959. These are the Primettes. Actually kind of rivaled the Primes, who were the Temptations. These were the Primettes on the Lupine record label. The song is called Tears of Sorrow with Diana Ross on lead. There you go, teenage Diana Ross on lead there. She was the lead singer of the Primettes. I'm going to say March 59 release there on Lupine Records out of Detroit, Michigan. Tears of a Sorrow is the name of the tune. I bought that from Chris Ciccona many, many years ago, the late Chris Ciccona, one of the record dealers from Long Island that Johnny G used to deal with. Let's move now officially into the year 1960, as this is a Capitol custom press on this. It's the Earth record label, which was owned by Donald Shaw. He also owned, and it's interesting, all these labels named after planets. He owned the Neptune record label, and he also owned the Moon record label. But this group is called the Del Rios. They had an earlier release in the fall of 1959, a song called I'm Crying, backed with Wait, 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 an excellent two-sided 45. It featured Joanne Garland on lead, as she wrote both sides of those tunes as well as both sides of this single, and they gave her top billing on this Earth release. This came out as Joanne Garland and the Del Rios, 1960 release. The tune is called I'm a Lonely Girl, Joanne Garland and the Del Rios.
I'm a lonely girl. Don't have anyone to call my own. I'm so alone. Won't someone hear my plea? I'm a lonely girl. Don't have anyone to miss me. Don't have anyone to kiss me. Won't someone hear my plea? I sit by my window every night, looking at the stars above. I wonder why I don't have a love. I wonder why I don't have the boy I'm thinking of. I'm a lonely girl. Don't have anyone to call my own. I'm so alone. Won't someone hear my plea? Lonely girl.
Yeah, rare 45s here. They're all rare, I guess, although not the next one, I will say. But anyway, that is a rare record. I didn't have that. I had that was on my want list. I got that out of Greg Zurich's collection, 1960 release there. Joanne Garland and the Del Rios, that's their second release. Their first was on the Neptune label. This one on Earth Records, I'm a Lonely Girl. You're never lonely when you're tuned into the Vinyl Treasure Show with Johnny G. And we are in the year, let's move to 1961 now. And most of the records that I think you heard today were all rarities out of my collection, but not this one. This is a common record. And Tommy Albergo, I know you have this 45, and many of you are familiar with these gals. They hail from Passaic, New Jersey. Of course, you couldn't see it on the label. Shame on Scepter Records for using silver print on red. Are you kidding? That is bad. Really bad. But anyway, this is actually the B-side of one of their big hits, came out in the fall of 1961. I'm sure many of you are familiar with a song called Baby It's You, and I'm sure many of you own a copy of that 45. But that were purchasing records back in the day, back then, late 1961. But did you ever flip them over? You gotta flip your 45s over, something I learned from my Aunt Mary. So here is the B-side of the group's 9th release for Florence Greenberg's Scepter record label. The A-side, a big hit called Baby It's You. This is the B-side, a tune written by Willie Denson and Fred Ainsfield. And the group included Shirley Owens, Mickey Harris, Beverly Lee, and Doris Coley. And she's doing lead on this, and this did chart. This was number 107 on the Billboard charts, but this was a big number 19 record on KYA in San Francisco, California. So here is a record that some of you should know from November of 1961. Let's give a listen to the Shirelles on Scepter Records. This is the B-side to Baby It's You. It's called The Things I Want to Hear, parentheses, Pretty Words, the Shirelles.
You say you think I'm beautiful. You say you live for my touch.
Yeah, B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, November 1961. That is Doris Coley and the Shirelles. That is the flip side of a big hit for them, Baby It's You, song entitled The Things I Want to Hear, parentheses, Pretty Words, on the Scepter record label. So if there's any record that you collectors out there will have, it's that one. As we continue here, let's move into 1962. So you won't have this one, though, because this is really a rare 45. You may have the second press or bootleg of this, but it's very hard to get this record, this next record. And how many of you out there have a 45 from Alamogordo, New Mexico? That's where this record's from. Probably the last time I played this was on that was, I forget the last time I played this, I should say, but this is on Calvin Bowles' Yucca label. Now, this group, interestingly enough, was discovered by Dick Liberatore. Now, Dick Liberatore was Alan Freed's son-in-law, also known as Mark Richards, and he was married to Alan's daughter, Alana Freed. And I actually communicated with him for a while, a long time ago, back in sometime in 19 I don't know, 2005, I think, when I first got my radio show, communicated with him via emails for a while, and he told me he discovered this group as they won a talent contest at one of the Air Force bases in New Mexico. I think it was Holloman Air Force Base. I think that was the name of it, if I'm not mistaken. And the result was this single. I believe features a Jenny Johnson on lead. Now, the song was written by her husband, Alfred E. Johnson, and they were all stationed at that Air Force base. And he was also a member of the group. But this is a rare 45 in its original format. The originals are really thick and very, the print is very crisp and clear. That's all I'm going to tell you. But it's a hard 45. I bought this from Jerry Diaz, February 1962. Let's give a listen to the Ravons, R-A-V-O-N-S, the Ravons on the Yucca label. And the song is called Everybody's Laughing at Me, the Ravons. February 1962, believe it or not, released there. For the Ravons, that's Jenny Johnson on lead. The Ravons there on the Yucca record label. And a song entitled Everybody's Laughing at Me. Maybe not anymore as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This is another rare girl group sound. It was interesting. I was, from time to time, Mike Noriega would call me. Mike Noriega, big soul collector. But he occasionally would come up with some really rare records. Johnny G choking here. And he sold me my showcases on the Galaxy record label, and he had this record. He goes, Johnny, you don't have this record. and I never heard it before. He played it for me over the phone, and it wasn't a cheap record, but this is out of Chicago. This is on Mel London's Age Records. Lots of blues singles on the Age record label. And this group, they're called Robbie Yates and the Elites. So I don't know anything else about them. I don't know if Robbie Yates is related to Sammy Yates, excuse me, of the Premiers. Maybe, but I doubt it. But this one came out in September of 1962. Again, a very rare record out of Chicago. Age Records, Robbie Yates with the Elites. The song is called Not Anymore. They're out of Chicago. I say they're out of Chicago. September 62 release, Robbie Yates with the Elites on the Age record label. Not Anymore is the name of the tune. As we wind down here, let's stay in the year 1962. Let's head out to Los Angeles, California. Go to George Mottola's Marquee record label. Some rare 45s on this label. One of my overall top wants that I still need is the Cezannes, a song called Pardon Me. I have the bootleg, but I need that record. That's like one of my top wants, with the soft tones on CB is my other. But this one's not easy to find either. I remember when I won this on eBay, really cheap, I have to say. I showed it to Greg, and he goes, "Do you want to sell me that record?" I said, "No, I'm not going to sell it." He says, "Because this is a pristine copy. I've never seen a clean copy like this." I says, "I was lucky to get it. I'm not going to sell it." But I have no info on this group. I know that Karen Ephron has this because I heard this on one of the, I think it was, I don't know if she played it on Tony O's Dungeon Serenade. She was on one of the shows that I think it was Tony O's that she played it on, but I know she has this record. This tune written by Edward Scott, and I think Edward Scott was a member of the Paradons, the group that recorded Diamonds and Pearls. He was like a fill-in member for them, but he was involved in the music business, and he wrote this tune from June of 1962. Let's give a listen to the Classinettes. Classinettes on the Marquee record label, and their tune is called To the Church, the Classinettes.
To the church we will walk side by side.
Yeah, Sounds of California here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Rare one there from June 62. They're called the Classinettes. The Classinettes on George Mottola's Marquee Records. To the Church is the name of the tune. Let's stay out in Los Angeles, California on a label called Caljo Records. Now, some think that this Caljo label is named for Johnny Otis as California Johnny, as he gets writer credit on both sides of this 45, and the publishing on this is Phyllis Music, which is his publishing named after his wife Phyllis. And it's speculated that two of his daughters are members of this group. They were Laura and Janice, and this 45 released the same time there was a single out on the Mexi record label as Laura Otis and the Satinettes, which is one that I do have in the collection. Now, this one is by Denise Mills and the Satinettes. So let's go to July of 1962. More Sounds of California here. Denise Mills and the Satinettes on the Caljo label. It's called You Oughta Try. Yeah, there you go. Sounds of California here. I haven't played that in a long, long time. July 1962. That's Denise Mills and the Satinettes on the Caljo record label. You Oughta Try is the name of the tune. 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here on this all-girl group special. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, you can send Johnny G an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is also for your requests. We got 3 more records to go. Let's move into 1963 now. This is a 45 out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Came out on Roy Shepard and Bill Lanham's Telestar record label. Now, both sides produced and arranged by Curtis Freeman. Now, the label was a subsidiary of Arc Records, and I don't know anything else about this group. I bought this from Mike Demersion from Watertown, Connecticut. They're called the Melvettes, Melvetts, the Melvettes, released in September 63. It's called Take One Step, the Melvettes.
Step.
Cincinnati, Ohio, the Mel Vets there. Mixed group, female lead with male backing, September 63 release. On the Telestar record label, Take One Step is the name of the tune. 2 more 45s to go before we close down here for a Thursday afternoon, and one more from the year 1963. This group is called the Bronzettes. Bronzettes. Greg sold me this record many, many years ago on the cheap too, by the way. It's on a label called Satan Records. I don't know if I would name my label Satan Records, but they did. An odd name for a label, I would say. Both sides of this 45 written by J.R. Fegan, and this is an RCA custom press. So dictates this record released in 1963. These are the Bronzettes. Bronzettes on Satan Records. The song is called This Is Love, the Bronzettes. There you go there from 1963. That group called the Bronzettes on the Satan record label. I mean, why would you call your label Satan? And it's a black label with like 2 little devils up at the top. I don't know. It's a great tune. It's called This Is Love, the Bronzettes. Well, that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show for this Thursday afternoon. I hope you enjoyed my girl group special. I haven't done this in a long, long time. One of my top shows was a while ago that I did. Actually, this is like the 3rd girl group special I've done over the years, at least here on YouTube here. So if you enjoyed what you heard, please email me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I'm open to suggestions here on the Thursday afternoon show. Now, next Thursday will be a special in-studio guest. I will have a special guest collector here. Bill Old will be doing his 4th gospel special. I see that Arch is mentioning it in the chat room there. So a lot of people are in anticipation of this show. He'll be featuring 45s and LPs out of his collection, also out of Gordy Freeman's collection. So tune in next Thursday here. That's June 26th. Mark your calendar for Bill Obe with his 4th gospel special here. Very successful here. And we don't hear enough gospel music nowadays. So we are. Johnny G is trying to keep the music alive here. A lot of these records I have not played in 2 years or longer, I think. But so it's great to do some of these. I really have done now 3 collector shows here on the program. We're going to get back to the 78s once my studio is fully set up with the hiccups out of it. We'll get back to the 78s. I'm not going to stop with that. But I haven't done these shows in a long, long time. So thank you all for tuning in this evening. Charlene helped me copy in the old research. I redid everything. I rewrote everything. So, because a lot of the times they're write-ups from old shows, and there's just made too much for me to do in one sitting, but I researched everything else. There's new information that came out from things that I've done years ago, and Charlene just doesn't have the time to do it all the time. So I put my spin on it and knowledge too. So that's why, and for me, it flows. The show flows when I do it that way. But anyway, that's just how it is. So thank you all for being here. And we're going to close the show this afternoon with this special girl group show, which with a 45 I purchased. When I was at Sony Music, I used to sneak and bid on eBay. I guess they didn't care. I mean, I was working in Lyndhurst, so during the day there would be auctions that would be going off. So there was an auction. George Lavatelli had, and he would post records on eBay because he was selling then. And I bought some big records from him. I bought that Calendars on the Cyclone label from him, and I bought this record also from George Lavatelli. Of course, he was at the time owner of Relic Records, and he was selling on eBay for a while. So I saw this one listed. They were called the Darlettes, and I didn't have it, but it's a great record, and I had it on my want list for a while, so I ended up winning it. Now, this is not the same group that recorded for the Dunes label. This has a Relic number in the dead wax, I think. So this label, Taffy Records, had to be associated with Relic Records in one way. I'm sure Don Folletti knows the story on this. But it's Taffy Records, and it's produced by Ernest Kelly and arranged by Crawford Cornelius Jr., and they get writer credit on this side. Now, Nadine Santiago is the writer of this tune, I should say, and maybe she is the lead singer of the group. I'm going to guess that she is. And she, the other side, the writer credit is Dorothy Perry. I bet you she was also a member of the group. That's my guess. But anyway, our closer is from 1965. It's a great ballad on the Taffy label. The group is called the Darlettes, and the song is called To Reconcile. And some people need to reconcile, but they don't, but they should. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. Thank you all for being here on this special Girl Group Edition. I'll see you next Thursday right here with my special in-studio guest, Bill Obe. He'll be sitting right there. I'll move this down. You can see him. And I'll be back Saturday evening. Send your requests to me, Vinyl Treasures at AOL.com, Saturday night at 9 p.m. for the 50s and early 60s edition. Everybody have a great afternoon or evening. I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long. Here are the Darlettes. To Reconcile. The Darlettes. Here we go.